Previous videos we've shown how you can use editors to edit the values in form view control fields. So for example, here we have our list, which is our data source. We have our form view over here, and when I click on a field in the form, the value is inserted into the editor where I can make an edit. For example, I can go there and type in Harry and then save the edit back to the form, and then save the form back to the data source. So in these cases here, the editing is called indirect editing, because I don't edit the data directly in the form. Instead, I basically tap on the value in the form, and then the editor is used to actually edit the value. But there are certain types of fields for which indirect editing would be cumbersome, and an immediate editor would make sense. And in this particular case here, you can see we have a field, a data field in our form called married, which is a yes/no value. And when I want to change the value in the married field, I don't need to basically click on the field to open up the editor. I can simply toggle the value directly in the form itself. So this is called an immediate editor, and the switch is one kind of immediate editor. So you can see, for example, if I were to go to this row here, the married is yes. The switch reflects that, but I can immediately change the value to not married, which causes the form to go dirty and the save button to come on. And when I commit the save button there, you can see we go back to no. So let's take a look now behind the scenes at how this was configured. So first we'll go over to the form editor, and we'll go to the fields tab, and here's our married field. And you can see in the married field there's a property called other settings, and in other settings we've specified that this field has on-off values, which is exactly what we want right now, since this field is a binary field. It has two states. It's a two-state field. And we ask here basically what the data type is. So it's a character field, and the on value is yes and the off value is no. So that's important, because if we go look at the actual data in our data source, you can see that the values in the field are either yes or no. So by going to the fields tab here, we can configure the on-off values for this particular control. Then we go to the actual form itself, to the layout, and you can see there we have the married field. But unlike the other controls, first name, last name, city and state, the married field, we've set the control type here to be a switch. And then the switch itself, we specified that this is a two-state switch. We also support multi-state switches. So a multi-state switch is a switch that can have multiple values, and it toggles between different values on each click. So for example, you might have a multi-state switch whose values are small, medium and large, and each time you tap on the value it toggles to the next value. But in this particular case we have a two-state switch, and we've chosen that our switch type is default, which makes it look like a traditional switch control in the UX component. But you can also specify that the switch type is custom. And if it's custom, then you can choose either icon or HTML. So in this case here, we're going to choose icon, and we're going to specify that the icon to show when the switch is in its on state is the green button, and when it's in the off state it's a red button. So now let's go and take a look at the same form rendered now using a custom switch control. So we'll go there, click on married. You can see now we have the green button, but if I tap on the green button now it switches to red, and if I save this then the form gets updated to no. So basically what we've shown over here is how for certain controls indirect editing is not as convenient as an immediate editor, and for binary values, for on-off values for example, the switch control is a great immediate editor that you can easily add to the form view control. Thanks very much for watching.